Hi guys, welcome to another appointment with the Drum Brother. Today we're here with Tony Arco, a great drummer from Milan, and today we're gonna have a nice chat with him.
So Tony, the first question we wanted to ask you is about technique and what is the technique for you and how to develop it and what did you study to get it?
First of all, hi everybody, thanks for having me here. First question, technique. So it's such a large question, obviously, and there's so many good books and DVDs and videos and YouTube stuff already nowadays. I still think that there's a lot of misunderstandings about it. We tend to separate the technique from the music, especially in the teaching part of things, right? Of course, when we think about technique, nowadays we have this huge DVD from Giorgio Maier that talks a lot about a lot of stuff and is, of course, very well done. He's a great player, great technique and all of that. I have a lot of respect for him. But even that DVD, I think, as with all of those information, there's a couple of important aspects that are not being talked about, especially what happens before technique. I've been studying drums nowadays for 35 years. I spent countless hours with this guy, snare drum, and the beat. And I went through many, many different approaches. I even studied classical percussion for 3 years. I had different teachers, some great ones like Alan Dawson, Gary Chaffee, Bob Moses, Dave Weckel. I had the most famous teachers over here, Enrico Lucchini, Gianni Cazzola, Tullio De Piscopo, and everybody, all of those guys, and all the videos that I've seen, Mari Spivak, Joe Morello, Henry Adler, blah, 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 and all the clinics that I've attended and all of that gave me, speaking of technique, lots of informations, but I still thought that something was missing until I really got deeper into the philosophies and approaches of Mr. Freddie Gruber, who I never studied with. I just talked to him once on the phone. But I did study and talked extensively with many of his students, including Steve Smith, Daniel Glass. I also exchanged information with a very good friend of mine who is Giorgio Zanier from Pordenone, who studied with Freddie Gruber's student whose name is Carl Tassi. And especially, and also I talked with Daniel Nussbaum and Giorgio Maier about Freddie Gruber, but the one guy that really helped me understand the whole thing very well is Bruce Baker, who's been a Gruber's student for many years, but also was kind of an assistant for him. So he would hang and watch Gruber teach for other students, which is what I did with Bruce. I studied with Bruce privately, very few lessons, but I watched him teach, several dozens of hours with other guys. And that was the key to understand what this thing is all about. For me, what was missing, with all the information that I already had about how to do things, and again, Giorgio Maier DVDs, regarding how you can do things different ways and different techniques, there's everything you can imagine. Just the famous, push and pull, one-handed roll, he gives 7 or 8 different ways you can do it, the Muller technique, and blah, 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 blah. To me, the way I figured out is that what Gruber had, and that's why it was so special to many great drummers, it was the fact that he didn't really teach technique. He also did that, but the techniques he used weren't so much different than Joe Morello's or Gene Chapin, Muller technique. It wasn't that. That was pretty much the same. Billy Gladstone, George Stone, blah 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 blah. But he was a genius in helping people to use their body to have a better time feel. So he understood how the body could affect the feel and the groove. And it's not so much about how fast you go, although that's a part of it. But it comes from a dancing approach, because he, as well as Buddy Rich, Steve Gadd, and many guys, was a dancer, tip-top dancer, tap dancer, as they say in English. Actually, recently, I don't know if you guys saw it, but on Facebook, they posted a clip of Roy Haynes and Jack DeJohnette.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you saw. All those guys could do tap dancing because the first drummer was a tap dancer, Cozy Cole, right? They applied that and did some tap dancing just to see what was about. And you know, when you dance, you use your body in rhythm. So I say, the question is, who are the people who really know how to use the body in musical time? Dancers. First, to me, second, drummers. So dancers cannot teach us how to, you know, use the sticks, because that's our job. But they can tell us something about how to use our body to produce time. Because if you only use your brain to think rhythmically, you know, there's a tendency to be stiff. And also, when, you know, we have mind, body, and heart, and those three aspects have to be developed very well if you want to be, you know, high-level musician. And to me, music is the most difficult thing because I cannot think of other, you know, arts or, you know, other things in life where you where you need to be an expert with your brain, with your body, and with your, you know, lyrical, spiritual aspect. You know, if you are a great scientist, you don't need to have a very effective body. If you have, if you are a, you know, sport guy, you don't need to be lyrical. You just need to go fast or jump high and all that. We need to be able to do all of those things in once. We have to find ways to make it like my, you know, brain, body, and soul are one thing, because that's what we see when we, you know, we witness performances from great players, such as Steve Gadd, for instance. You know, his brain is amazingly, you know, clever. You developed a lot of different, you know, things and phrasing and stuff. His body's just perfect the way, you know, it works for what it does. That's why everything he plays is so clear, is so perfectly in time and rhythmically accurate. And his, you know, heart is just, he's already a winner when he does this. He doesn't need to do anything else. So that's the kind of players that I admire and I try to take as a role model. And of course, not just drummer, you know, Herbie, Hancock, John Coltrane, Miles. So technique is the way to convey our ideas and emotions. Everybody says that, but that, you know, if you just say that, it's not enough. Everybody says everything. As a teacher, I know very well, I've been teaching many years and very, you know, every type of people, geniuses, you're not talented, you know, I worked in prisons, I worked for, you know, people with problems, you know, I worked with every type of guy, different ages, and I've seen it, I can say seen it all because you never see it all, but I've saw a lot, you know, in all of those years. And I heard a lot of stories, and I saw many people, you know, bust into tears at lessons because maybe they couldn't play something, or their mother was going to die soon. You know, they have different things. Everybody tells you that they want to be great, they want to practice, they want to do this, they want to do that, but not all do it.